a witness statement on the 15th, and that was at about 8:30. He was kept there until the next morning, 1:35 p.m. He was there at the same time when Teo was there. In fact, at one point around about 6 a.m. or thereabouts, Tan had the opportunity to meet up with Teo. Now what is important is this: we want a ruling from the court. And this will affect also Teo's case. Now this action is being filed against the Chief Commissioner of the MACC and also the officer who was in charge at the Shah Alam MACC, and of course the MACC itself. Now what we are saying is this in a short compass. Section 30, bracket 3, bracket A of the MACC Act 2009 authorizes the taking of statements by witnesses. And that section says that a witness must give a statement from day to day. We want an interpretation of what that means, because this will affect, in fact, all investigations, not only under the MACC Act, but also under the Criminal Procedure Code and other laws which provide for witness statements to be recorded. Now, there's a 1939 decision in Malaysia, in fact in Malaya then, and that was in respect of what is meant by day to day in respect of a witness called in civil proceedings, in a civil suit. And the court held that day would mean the office hours of the court. So likewise here, day to day means office hours and not detention of anyone or confinement of anyone beyond office hours. In the case of Tan, it was beyond office hours. Now we want a declaration from the court to that effect. And not only a declaration, we are also asking for damages, because what was done by the MACC officers who questioned him clearly amount to abuse of power, clearly amount to holding Tan in confinement against his will, which amounts in fact to false imprisonment. And this is going to be a test case. The Federal Constitution is very clear on this. In fact, Article 5, bracket 1 of the Federal Constitution states very clearly, the main part of it, or the relevant part of it: no person shall be deprived of his liberty save in accordance with law. And the word law would include procedure. And the procedure is set out in Section 30, bracket 3, bracket A of the MACC Act. Day to day does not include a witness being detained after office hours. In fact, in the case of Tan, he was detained beyond the time Teo was detained. Teo was detained from about 5 to about 6 a.m. the next morning. In the case of Tan, it was at about 8:30 right up to 1:30 p.m. the next day on the 16th. I'll be filing, in fact, a certificate of urgency to have this matter heard as soon as possible. In fact, afterwards itself, once we file the action, I'll be seeing the registrar to have the summons extracted so it can be served on the parties, the defendants in this case, as soon as possible. Because in the public interest, this issue must be resolved with a declaration from the court, so that the parameters can be made very, very clear to the police as to the powers they have in questioning witnesses. Well, the second defendant was the officer in charge, in fact, of the MACC office in Shah Alam. In fact, he was the one who issued a order for him to appear again on the 20th at 1:35 p.m. on the 16th. The document is part of the affidavit. It's all there. Okay?
The 5 monitoring committees of the MACC, 4 of the 5 had a meeting yesterday, and they have collectively called for a Royal Commission of Inquiry. a Royal Commission inquiry by itself will not be adequate unless it has acceptable composition and terms of reference. And for that, the Prime Minister must consult with Pakistan Rakyat leaders, because we are the very first to demand a Royal Commission inquiry. There is one more of the monitoring committees of the MACC, which have been set up in order to ensure that it is independent and professional, and that is the special panel on the MACC comprising parliamentarians. We have MPs from both sides of the House and from both houses in that panel. Up to now it has not met, and it is chaired by former Minister Rakzi, and I think Rakzi must convene an emergency meeting if he's not prepared to spend time on this important panel, making it useful and meaningful. Then I think he should resign. Already Lim Teck Gee, the director of the think tank, the Institute of the Policy Alternatives, have called for all the 41 members of the 5 supervisory committees to resign, because it is a shame that they are party to this MACC outrage. And Tunku Razali has also blasted the MACC for then turning into a rogue organization, for focusing on minor cases while completely ignoring major examples of graft. And I think it is a test for MACC as well as all the 41 members of the 5 MACC monitoring committees. Okay.